Welcome, everybody, to episode 1 of Zyba Games. The date is February 9th, 2020. If you guys want, you can join us live. We'll be live on mixer.com/Yogomi, Yogomi. We're also live on facebook.com/Zyba Games, and that's ZYBAGAMES. And we're also live on twitch.tv/BoboDaClown, and that's DeeJayHerro. Also, make sure you guys follow us on Twitter at Zyba Games and on Instagram for both of those, and that's ZYBAGAMES. So this episode, we're going to be talking about how Phil Spencer states that he's not worried about PlayStation and Nintendo anymore. We're also going to talk about some of the new games that are coming out on Game Pass. We'll talk about the new controller for Xbox and some more things. But first, I'd like to introduce our host today. We have Yogomi.
What's up? What's up, everybody? Yogomi here.
Yeah, and we also have Mr. BoboDaClown.
Hey guys, what up?
So how you guys doing?
I'm doing good. I can't complain. Doing good.
Doing good. Good. What have you guys been playing?
Bobo.
Play some Apex.
Oh yeah, Apex.
Apex. I mean, I think a little bit of everybody's getting in some of that right now with the new season because it's huge.
Even like I said, even I jumped in with you guys on a couple of games last week because I hadn't played. I literally hadn't played that game in probably. I sometime last year. Like we're talking 9 or 8 months ago.
Yeah.
Because I don't play BRs.
You did jump in with us. I was like, wow, Yogomi's gonna play.
I know.
I was like, oh.
I know.
All right.
Yeah. And I don't play, as you guys know, I don't play BRs, but I do like that game. And one of the things that I really like about that game is the sound design. I love the sounds. Like even when I watch people play that game and I listen to the sounds and everything that they did in the game, it's really, really good. From the gun attachments.
So I also have this too to say though. So you talk about like the sounds of the game. Every single time I play that game on Xbox, me or Bobo complain that the audio's directional is like whack, dude. Like so there's cool sounds like all over the place, right?
Right.
But like, dude, half the time you cannot tell where somebody's at. Like you're like, I think someone's nearby. Dude, they're like 3 buildings over.
Oh yeah.
Like in the other direction. You're like, dude, I think he's over there, dude. And then you get shot in the back. You're like, he's over there. You're like, what the heck, dude? Like, but other than that, yes, the sound design in that game is amazing.
Yeah, it really is.
The directional sound in that game needs a little shaking,
yeah, it needs some help. Yeah. But other than that, Destiny 2 has been my main game. You know, that's my Destiny 2 is my game. I love that game with all of my heart.
Did you get your 5,000 fractal line in so you could get your...
I did, actually. I did get my 5,000 in. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to jump around to the different obelisks and upgrade those even more so I can get a weekly allowance of fractaline every time, you know, because it gives you fractaline for however...
It's like an investment, right?
Yeah. So I'm gonna
interest return.
Yeah, I got my emblem, and so now I'm gonna take the rest because I have a bunch more fractaline, and then I'm gonna dump that into each of the obelisks, get them all evened up, and I've been, and I also just got an emblem, or actually it was a shell that I was trying to get on the moon, and I'm trying to finish up my Dawn collection so I can get the title for this season.
And you already maxed out your season pass, right? You're way over that. You're like
yeah. I'm like 180 something like that. I hit
100 and I was like, yeah, I can take a break.
Yeah. I'm like 186 I think right now. And I'm also trying to get my lantern up to 20. It's at 19 and I'm almost to 20, so I'm trying to max that out.
I forgot about that.
Yeah, you got to max out the lantern.
Another grind.
Yeah. So, and plus, we still got to get a team together to take out that
emo tip.
Emo Tom or whatever, and Legendary. So I already took them out once as normal. I just jumped in a regular, but you have to get a fire team together. There's no matchmaking to take him out on Legendary. Yeah. So we got to figure that out. We got to get that done.
There's a lot of things to do.
Yeah.
So this week I've played Apex. I've played a little bit of Destiny. I've played Rocket League,
yeah.
And we've been playing A Plague's Tale, which we will talk about later.
Yes.
And I also played Goat Simulator. That game. If you haven't, Okay, if you haven't tried it, you need to just try it. Okay, it's not a big game. It's like 4 gigs, I think. It wasn't big. Like it's super download fast, right? It it's just like it's like imagine if a goat was a superhero. That's the goat you'd be. You'd be like, wow, this goat's wild, dude.
That's
like,
funny.
let me run real fast. You see a guy standing there like, watch this, boom, headbutt. Like, oh, trampoline. Let me just sit here, jump on this trampoline, and like hit the top of the map like 100 times. Like, this is great. Like it just, I don't know. It's just weird, dude. It looks like weird mini games you find on the map. Like, I went up. There's like a bunch of people. Okay, yeah. Picture this with me, all right?
Okay.
A circle of blood. All right? There's a bunch of people standing around it, and there's a goat in the middle. I was like, well, this is weird. So I just like see the goat, dude. I was like, I'm gonna just plow the goat. Boom, hit him. It's all round 1 finished. Round 2. I was like, what? And then all of a sudden another goat pops up, dude, and it's like super powered, and it like launches me. I was like, what the heck? So then I come back, I hit him out. Eventually kill like the 4th goat, and then all of a sudden you become this like buff goat, and you just like look like this big old stacked goat. And I was like, this is a weird game, man. I was like, so I lasted 15, 20 minutes, and I was like, yeah, I gotta take a
Gotta
break.
move on,
Man.
yeah.
This is weird.
Yeah, I may have to
But
check that out. I'm intrigued.
it's on
now.
Game Pass. It's fun, right? So,
That's funny.
I was just thinking about it. There's so many, like we talk about like Game Pass, like that's what we want to focus on.
Mm-hmm.
But like every game we just talked about has a free version.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Every
Or
Destiny.
almost free, right?
Yeah,
So Game
Apex.
Pass, you got Rocket League,
Yeah.
Goat Simulator's on there, Plague Tale's on there.
Mhm.
Destiny has a free to play version. Apex is free to play,
Yeah.
like completely free to play. But if you want to look really cool, you gotta put some money down.
Right. That's true.
Let's
That's
be
true.
real, it's worth it because everybody wants to look cool. But it's important, okay?
You know, what's so funny about that is that it's really just a flex because you don't even really see yourself looking cool.
It's true. You're in
You're first
you're right,
person,
yeah.
so you don't really get to like take in, take in the spoils and look how you like. There's no mirrors in the game where you can walk by
I
and
don't
go,
want,
"Whoa!"
I don't want to even talk about how much money I probably spent in that game.
That's funny.
And then Rocket League's a whole nother story.
Yeah.
Okay? Like, I used to do crate openings on stream. But regardless, like, it's crazy how the like gaming industry's got to that point where we're like, there's so many free games.
Free
now.
games. Yeah. Lots of free games.
So,
Because they
I mean-
know they know they're gonna get the money out of you. They
look
know.
at Fortnite, dude.
Yeah,
Fortnite
look
just
at exactly.
took over the world.
Took over the
Like-
world as if that. I mean, that game needs no introduction. It needs no promotion. Yet it
True.
still
you
gets
can
ton
just
of it.
say it. People are like, Fortnite? Oh
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, it's crazy. Yeah,
That game that these little kids play all the time. You're like,
yeah, and it's free to
Yeah.
play, but it's not. It is and it isn't. Because it's somehow it's free, but they're making millions of dollars.
And it like it like single-handedly turned Ninja into a household name,
yeah, single
which
handed.
is crazy to think about. Like just some guy that plays video games, and everybody knows him.
Yeah,
Everybody.
all because of that game. It's crazy.
All right, well let's get to our first news story that we want to talk about.
Okay.
Right? So this is a quote from Phil Spencer when he's in an interview with Protocol. He says, "I don't want to be in a fight over format wars with those guys while Amazon and Google are focusing on how to get gaming to 7 billion around 7 people. 7 billion people around the world.
Yeah.
Ultimately, that's the goal."
Yeah.
So when he's saying those guys, well, he's obviously referring to PlayStation and Nintendo.
Yeah.
And also, I heard that Atari's getting ready to put out a new console. Just
Yeah,
saying.
but the Atari console though. Okay, so I've been following that for a bit.
Really?
And yeah, I've been following it since they first came out, the Atari. And I don't know if you've seen it, but the console, the way that it's designed, it's very sleek and everything, but it looks almost exactly like the Atari. The styling and everything, even like the sort of like ridges and everything. It looks like a 2020 version of the Atari 2600. It has the wood, the plastic. I even think the controllers are the same. I actually
So are they
follow
actually
them.
making a
It's-
console,
I
or are
think
they
it's-
just doing a throwback like
I
everybody
think
else
it's
is
a
doing?
throwback. It's called Atari VCS, and I started following them as soon as it came up. I even Instagram did a little bit of Instagram about it when it first came out. So I followed them on Instagram, but everything that I see, about them is mostly throwback. It's and it's an Indiegogo thing, right? So it's Atari VCS game, stream, and connect like ever before, and it's like gaming and home video computer system with open platform for creativity and customization. And right now they have 3 million, over 3 million, backed by over 11,000 people, almost 11,626 backers. Backed them for over $3 million.
What the heck?
To get it out. And and from what I've seen, right?
Yeah.
From what I've seen, it's all throwback stuff. I haven't seen anything new. It's basically like their title is an icon reimagined. And when you look at the image and everything, you look at the console, it's like it's almost like they just went back to the 2600 and then brought it up to date. And then when I see like a lot of the images of games and stuff, they're very like kind of old school. Like I see Centipede on here. There's like the Atari Vault, so you see like Pong, Missile Command, Tempest.
Yo, that controller for the VCS looks exactly like an Xbox controller.
Yeah. And then they still have the single.
What the heck?
They also still have the single one, the regular joystick that was back from the 2600 days with the one stick and one button. And then if you look at some of the other games, they even have like Adventure. I remember that. Asteroids, Missile Command, Breakout, Millipede, which was just basically updated Centipede. So it seems like it's all just throwbacks, which I don't know. It's not a bad thing. It's not a bad thing. But I'm just very curious to how much this is going to be. And what's interesting, though, is that it does have like HDMI out. It has USB ports, and it also has a Ethernet port. So I don't know.
So you're going to be able to play Pong online.
I guess, and be able to stream it, I suppose. And there's a lot of people that are into old games. There are a lot of people into retro games, so this could be a thing, and I'm not gonna lie, I might, if this thing gets back to where it gets out there and it's easily accessible, I might get one. We'll see. I don't know. I like I said, I've been following it for a while, and I don't know. We'll see. But I don't think it's going to compete with your regular consoles. I think it's going to be strictly retro. So, which is, again, there's nothing wrong with that. But then they are kind of competing, right?
At it right now too.
Because look at Nintendo. Nintendo has their whole game system and everything going on right now, and they have all this retro stuff that you can play on the Switch. You can download all the retro games. They have a whole complete library of just retro games, So, and I have the. I bought the Nintendo, the NES Classic and the SNES Classic too. I have both of those systems, which also are HDMI, so you can connect them and everything. So, the retro, and I have the PlayStation Classic too, whatever that was called.
Yeah. So it seems like Justice says this in the chat too. He makes a good point. He says it's kind of like Atari is just trying to find another way to make some quick bucks. They're like, hey, you know what? We could do this. Like everybody else is doing it. Why don't we just do it real quick?
But if you think about it, right? That's a whole generation. There's several generations of kids that never played the Atari 2600 or played those old games.
You're not on there. I didn't play on the Atari.
My first gaming system, the first gaming system, because I'm a little bit older than a lot of gamers that we know a little bit. But my first gaming system was Atari 2600. That was the first gaming system we had.
You're one of the founding fathers.
Yeah. And then my friend Scott, who I went to grade school and everything, he had the system before that. He had Pong. So I would go over to his house and play Pong on his TV, So, I remember we had the Atari 2600, and then the 5200 came out and all that other stuff. But by then we were like so hardcore into the arcades, and then NES came out. But that this might not be a bad idea for them to say, hey, let's bring a whole era of gaming to a generation that wasn't around when this was out. You never know. It could be. That's true. Could be a good idea. I'm intrigued. So
we'll see what happens, especially with the Atari Hotel in Phoenix.
That's right.
Seems a little weird.
I'm
but,
like,
you know, I'll
I'm-
go because why not?
Yeah, but you're lucky. You're in Arizona,
I
so
know,
it's
it's
easy.
like
It's kind of easy.
2-hour
Maybe I
drive.
can get them to send me there for free. Hey, I'm Yogomi. You can just send me. I just want to check it out.
I'm kind of a big deal. Okay, so let's go back to what we were talking about.
Yeah.
That was good. Actually, I like talking about that because that's a whole thing that needs to be talked about.
Yeah,
right? Like
absolutely.
Atari's they're just sitting there. I mean, they still got money.
They've been around a long time, and they're still making games. They're still making modern games. You know.
Yeah. So we'll see what happens with them. But so let's go back to Phil Spencer saying that though. So does it seem like he's really meaning it that they're really not competition, or the PlayStation, Nintendo, they're not the competition anymore? Do you think he really means that though, or do you? It's just
I
I don't like I hear it and I'm like, is that just like he's just saying that? Like I don't know.
He don't care about anyone.
Yeah.
I guess he want everybody to play whatever they want to play and all at once.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you're saying on the standard like the consoles aren't gonna matter as much this next generation.
Right.
Yeah, we got this new Xbox Series X. It's dope. Like it's super overpowered.
Yeah.
But we have this massive I get like how he says that. He says he wants to figure out how to get gaming to 7 billion people around the
People.
world.
Right.
So they were talking about like some of the numbers. So Game Pass just recently went over to South Korea.
Yeah.
And they're saying like the numbers over there double what they're making over here and like everywhere else.
Wow.
Yeah.
Like that's how many people over there. And it's just beta. Like this isn't the real thing.
Yeah.
Because there's so many people over there like I don't want to have to buy this console, this console, this console, this console. Like can I just buy the game and play it where I want?
Mm-hmm.
And I think that was a large part of what like Stadia was trying to focus when they were bringing it out to everybody. They're like don't buy these $400, $600, whatever consoles when you could just pay $60, have your game, and boom.
Yeah.
Oh, hey, you want to play on your phone? All right, cool. Oh, you want to play on your TV?
But
Boom,
see,
here you go.
here's the interesting thing. What happens with exclusives? How do exclusives works if there's no console?
Well, so for Xbox, I mean, if we talk about like some of the exclusives that are coming, like Xbox exclusives, right? So
So
can
we
talk
would
about,
just
like,
be talking
Game
about
Pass
their
stuff.
service, right? It'd be service.
Yeah, and
Okay.
so I think Stadia is gonna have their own exclusives. I think there's supposed to be a new one coming out this year. Actually, I think there's 3 that come this year.
On
I
Stadia?
don't remember. Yeah, I don't remember. The first one that's coming out is like they said the guys that are making it, and I was like, what? I was like, I don't know who that is, but okay.
Yeah.
But I mean, Xbox has exclusives, right? Already, like
Right.
that are working on that, right?
Yeah,
So I mean,
yeah.
we have Sea of Thieves. Sea
Mhm.
of Thieves isn't on PlayStation.
Neither is
But-
any of the Forza games.
Yeah, so but
Halo.
Xbox's ideal
Halo,
exclusive is you can play it on the Xbox store on your computer,
Right. That's true.
which is, I mean, and then you're like, oh hey, guess what? I have Game Pass. Boom, it's everywhere.
Yeah.
Now
And
when
the-
Game Pass or when xCloud actually goes live, I can buy Halo and it's mine wherever I want to play it.
Right. That's true.
I mean, yes, it will be on Game Pass. I mean, that's we already know that's coming. Like Halo Infinite's coming to Game Pass, but to the point of like what games? So say I bought Forza Horizon 4, right?
Mhm.
Instead of playing it through Game Pass, I would have to buy it. Like right now, at this instant, I believe you'd have to go buy it on Xbox. I mean, on your PC as well if you wanted to play it over there.
Right.
But it's on Game Pass. So
So if you have
don't-
Game Pass,
before
don't
you
have-
guys buy games, look at Game Pass.
right.
You're welcome.
But see, nobody has anything like that. Sony doesn't have anything like that.
They do, but it's not at the same level.
But wait, do they
Yeah.
have a PC version?
Yeah. They just started
Oh,
right
okay.
now.
Okay.
So what's the game? What was it? Horizon Zero Dawn is coming to
Oh,
PC.
that's right. That's right. But I heard that Horizon. I swear I thought I heard that game might actually be ported over to Xbox as well.
I wouldn't doubt it.
I heard that
mean,
there were
you guys-
some Sony exclusives that may not be exclusives anymore, but I could be wrong.
You sold all your consoles, right? Like you sold all your consoles from that game.
Right.
Now go make money everywhere.
Right.
People are gonna buy it. I mean, like I want to play it. I don't want to play. I didn't want to play it on PlayStation because I don't have a PlayStation. But I mean, I could borrow a PlayStation or I could go buy one, whatever. But,
Right.
But then
Yeah.
that's like one more thing I had to play, and my plate's pretty full with games, right?
Yeah, that's true. I think maybe
So-
I think what it was PC. I think that's what threw me off. I think it was PC. I don't think it was coming to Xbox, but there are some games that ended up being that ended up coming to Xbox though. Like it was a game that I got actually that I got it specifically for PlayStation, then ended up getting ported over to Xbox. But like I said, I only buy PlayStation. I only buy exclusives on PlayStation. That's the main reason I get it. But I play my Xbox more than anything. Which, sorry, I love my Switch. I just don't play it very much.
Yeah, well, I mean, it's like a party game thing, right?
Yeah,
That's how I
it
feel
really
with
is.
my Switch. It's really. I mean, there's cool single players and exclusives, right? I mean, everything's exclusive. I feel like on Switch, but
Yeah.
there's cool single player games on there. But like, if I want to play single player games that look like ridiculously amazing, I'm gonna go play on my One X.
Yeah,
on a
you
4K monitor.
You
and
want
like,
an
like,
immersive
oh, it's great.
experience, and I'm the same way. Yeah.
So, Justice says this too. It makes a good point. He said so. He pretty much sums it all up for us right here. He says that's what the new Xbox is doing. It's going to be a complete cross-platform thing. If you buy a game on Xbox or vice versa, so PC, you can play it on the other platform without losing anything, and all of
Right.
your progress will go with that.
Right.
Your Microsoft account is going to be your what do I call it? Your gold card.
Yeah. Yeah.
So,
Yeah, like hey, I want to go play this game. I'm gonna play that game right here.
Boom.
Boom.
Yeah,
It's like
you're
I like
done.
Destiny, like kind of like how Destiny has your
Yeah. They have the
progression.
cross save. Yeah. Yeah.
Sweet. All right, well, let's go to our next story. We're talking about
The controller.
just totally spaced on us. No. We're gonna talk about the Gears of War. So
Oh, that's right.
so this
Gears
is
of
an
War.
article. I'm gonna read just like a couple sections of the article from Timur Hussein on GameSpot.com. The article goes. It says Gears of War studio head is leaving to lead Diablo franchise at Blizzard. Right there, I'm excited. Sold. Don't get me wrong. Gears 5 was great. Let me read the next piece. So when you go through it, I'll just kind of skim through it. So he talks a lot about how what like the different things he was part of, right? So he was part of like different Gears of War, like all of the Gears of Wars, right? So he is like Papa Gears. Like I don't know how else to word that. Like, he did it. He brought this to us. He was a big help on BioShock, and like just a bunch of different games. But he's gonna go do Diablo.
Yeah.
And I don't know if you guys are as excited as I am for Diablo, but yeah, I love Diablo. And
You know,
I know
it's interesting.
Bobo over there is like he's a little giddy right now. I could tell he's like Diablo.
Diablo. What's interesting about Diablo. That was one of the first games that I bought for. I bought the first Diablo for my Mac, and I played it. Yeah, when it first came out. I want to say it was 97, but let's see. Hold on. Let me see. When did the first Diablo come out? Yeah, January 3rd, 1997. Sure did.
And guess what? And now you're gonna have like the story guy, like the guy that was leading everything Gears of War, will now be
doing Diablo,
making Diablo even better.
Wow,
dude. Well, and like so that's the second like recent Xbox employee, like main Xbox dude that's coming over, right? So VP of Xbox, Mike Ibarra.
Yeah,
I think he's Xbox Live, VP of Xbox Live.
Yeah.
If I'm wrong, you guys can correct me later. But I mean, his name on Mixer was Xbox Quick.
yeah.
I mean, he was a big deal with Xbox, and he left and he went over to Blizzard. And I remember when I saw it, I was like, what the heck, dude? When he said he was leaving, he said he's leaving Xbox. He didn't say it right away that he was going to Blizzard. I was like, oh, he's going to Stadia. But no, he just went over to Blizzard. So I mean, I saw him. He was commenting on it. He was like, congratulations, welcome to the family. And I'm like, traitors. But then I was okay after I thought about it. I was like, you know what, that's not that bad.
Yeah.
But he did. Not all of his games are done too, though. So Rod Ferguson's last game is also the Gears Tactics that's coming out in April. I don't really know too much about Gears Tactics. I don't know if you guys have looked too much into that. I feel like
I
Bobo
haven't
would know
either.
that
So, do you know much about it? I mean, I don't know what the game is exactly.
But what is Gears Tactics?
I
see it.
It's like a kind of game, like XCOM. How you play XCOM before?
XCOM?
Yeah.
I kind of get it. So what you're saying? So it's like a real-time turn-based strategy, kind of like that.
Yeah. So you have to follow your people around the map like you yeah.
That sounds good. I mean, cool.
Yeah.
I'll probably play it because why not?
Yeah.
It's there. I'm assuming it'll be on Game Pass, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, hey, if you're not on Game Pass, you're wasting your time. Get on Game Pass.
But he also worked on BioShock Infinite, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
And then he went on like 2K and everything.
Yeah, 2K. That's right.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
So,
Wow.
yeah. All right. Well, let's talk about the next thing, because the next thing's one that I know we're all excited about.
Yes.
Because we've kind of talked about it a little bit.
Yes. I'm super
So
excited.
this is from
about
Tom
this.
Warren on The Verge. Just the first line, and it was sold, right? So it says Microsoft's prototype Xbox controller for phones looks ideal for xCloud. If you guys haven't seen pictures of this online, you need to go look it up.
It is so crazy. It
Like,
is crazy.
Basically, what they say, so what he talks about, I can just read this. So he says the controller is attached to the side of devices to provide an experience that's similar to Nintendo Switch. So basically, take your Xbox controller, snap that thing in half, and strap it on the sides of your
Yeah.
phone. Like, that's literally what it looks like.
Yeah, it's literally what it looks like. It's so crazy too. And what I really liked is the whole ergonomic design thing, where it says we developed 3 sizes of slide-in grips which make the mobile controllers feel more comfortable when used with a smaller device like a smartphone, and users can select the size which suits them best or simply use the controllers with no grips inserted. And so you actually have 3 different sizes of the handles, like the grips.
Yeah.
That's crazy. And that's apart from the actual buttons and the
So
joysticks.
who do you think's making it? Do you think Microsoft's going to make it, or do you think they're going to give it to somebody else to make?
I don't know, man. I mean,
I could see Razer throwing a fat, like, making it
Yeah.
look dope, dude. Like, throwing some RGBs on that bad boy, making it... How about this? What do you... That's true.
yeah.
Well, okay, how about this? What do you think the price is going to be?
I think the price will probably be somewhere, I would say around, I don't know if it'd be like 100 and something. I don't think it'd be over 100, but maybe close. Only because
I was thinking 150. That was my guess.
But see, but then that's how
80
much
to
an
100.
Elite controller is, though. See, so I don't think it'll be as much as a Elite controller. I don't think it will be.
That's true.
And then I also think that they probably don't want to go 100 over 100 because they need to make it accessible for like everybody, right? So
how much is what's it called? How much is it for? I can't even think. Stadia controller.
Oh, let's see. Stadia controller is.
Oh, I was just looking it up too. I was like, how much
Yeah.
is that?
$129. Stadia. Well, the Premier Edition includes
gives you, like,
$69. So the Stadia controller by itself is $70. But I guess if you pay extra, oh wait, yeah, it's $69 for just the controller. But you won't be only purchased through the Stadia controller of its own. If you already, yeah, so you still have to get the service, obviously.
Yeah.
But the controller itself is $70.
Stadia is its own bucket of worms we could talk about for hours. That thing. I'm glad I almost bought into it, and then I was like,
I almost did
man,
too. I'm
gonna wait. I'm gonna wait.
I was all about like, oh yeah, I'm going to definitely get it. I mean, I'm gonna be one of the first people to get it. I'm gonna be an early adopter. And then I was like, well, let me slow my roll. And then I'm glad I did. Yeah. I need to see a little bit more positivity.
Also, if any of you guys
coming
are listening to these stories too, we have these articles. We're gonna post them in the comments to the link.
Yeah.
So if you guys want to go check those out, make sure you guys do go check those out. Make sure you support those websites. I mean, they're doing the hard work. We're doing the easy part of it, right?
Yeah, just talking about it.
So I did want to talk also about some of the new games that are gonna be on Game Pass this coming week, right? So we got, like, the first one is huge. Like, I took the time and, like, I like to go through, like, Facebook and I'll look at, like, when Xbox posts these.
Mm-hmm.
Like, people were, like, freaking out, dude. So Final Fantasy 15
Yeah.
Royal Edition.
Royal Edition. Yeah.
So that's all of your DLC inside of the game is there.
Yeah.
Like every time
and
I
that's
went
on
to like
Game Pass.
yeah, and it's on Game Pass. You're like, hey.
Yeah.
So I see a lot of people like their thing is like, I just bought that game. They're like, oh, they're all mad, dude. They're like, and then there's people that are like, what?
Yeah.
And then you look, and then there's always these haters. They're like, game subscriptions are killing the industry. You're like, I was like, there's always that one person. I gotta say something negative because
Yeah.
I don't want anybody to be happy. You're like, all right. But regardless, so that's a huge one.
Yeah.
The next one is Wolfenstein Youngblood.
Mm-hmm.
Now is that the
That's
one that is it's a co-op?
Yes.
Yeah.
So it's a
Oh,
co-op
yeah.
like story shooter. Like it basically like when you watch like the videos of it, it looks like Doom.
Yeah, yeah. It looks pretty crazy.
Like blowing up heads, like
Mhm.
meleeing people, just
Yeah.
body pieces everywhere. I was like, I want to play this really bad. And then the other one they put in Wasteland Remastered, so
Mhm.
that's just going to be a pre-download for right now because I think
Right.
it comes out. I believe it comes out next Tuesday. I want to say, which is, I mean, that's 2 days away. So
Right.
I mean, but and it's not big either. So that's like a kind of looks like you're playing Pokemon, like that kind of overhead view. Like
Yeah.
that.
But it came out in like the late 80s. The original one did.
Uh-huh.
Like 88 or something like that. Like it's an old game, but they remastered it.
And it looks good.
Yeah.
I was looking at. I downloaded that one. I was like, I got to give this one a go. This
Yeah.
one kind of looks a little
It's
fun.
like post-apocalypse kind of. I mean, the Wasteland. The title pretty much tells it all. It's like
Yeah.
but,
I mean, you know, right?
and it's not. I think it's only $15 or something if you pre-order it. If you actually pre-order, but it's gonna be on Game Pass. So
Whoa. Okay, so I haven't even looked at this game actually yet. So another game that just came out is called Sea Salt.
yeah,
So it has actually really good reviews. I hadn't even like actually looked at all the reviews of it. So it looks like a platformer basically,
hmm
with like a what do you want to say, like a 32-bit style,
yeah,
and it looks. I need to download that one.
Yeah.
I'm like looking at it right now. I'm like watching the video right now. I can play this.
and it's supposed to be
I rock
like
this game.
kind of influenced by like dark, like HP Lovecraft type of stuff. You know,
Yeah.
it's supposed to be like I think sort of emo kind of if you like that kind of thing, which is it's kind of cool. I like it.
Yeah. And then some other things that happened too this weekend. We also had the Phantasy Star Online 2 close
I've
the
seen
beta.
so many people playing that game already.
There's a lot of love for it. I
Yeah.
mean, it had a really rough start.
Yeah.
Like, the entire first day was a rough start. It was the beta, so I mean it's whatever. But yeah, it's here. It's English. It's not. You're not trying to figure out what they're saying in another language.
Yeah.
You're like, what the heck? And then another thing for Game Pass users, I actually found out you don't have to buy the game. You just have to be on Game Pass.
hmm
But I totally just forgot the name of the game. But what was that game that we're excited about from? Oh my gosh, I just forgot their names. Oh, this is killing me. What is it? The sword game, Boba, that we're getting ready to play. The fighting game. I can't believe I just forgot the name of it.
VAS. Right?
Wait, what? No, it's Bleeding Edge. I thought you
Oh,
said
Bleeding
I thought
Edge.
I thought you said something else. Yes, Bleeding Edge. Yes, it's coming out. So closed or not closed. It's closed. I mean, quote unquote. If you have Game Pass, then it's not closed for you. Or
Right.
if you pre-order it. So they're having their beta this coming weekend.
Oh, nice.
And I'm actually really excited for that. So it's like, imagine, how do we explain that game? Overwatch meets For Honor.
Oh yeah.
So it's like dueling each other, but it's like melee style, but your characters are very more fun. I don't know what else to use the word. Artsy.
So let's see. Let me.
Like more like over and Italian fight.
Okay.
Oh, so I remember this game.
Yeah, they
I
talked
was-
about it at E3. And I was
Yeah,
like,
and I also saw this also at I saw this at PAX. It reminded me a lot of
because they weren't at South. Because I would have been really excited.
West. Yeah, I remember seeing it.
Okay.
West. It reminded me a lot of Borderlands. The characters kind of remind me of Borderlands and Overwatch. Yeah, I could totally see the combination. Yeah, but I remember seeing this, and I remember seeing the trailer, and yeah.
So I think at XO19 with that the one they do across the pond.
Yeah.
They showed some like different like what was it, like a vid doc? Is that the word I want to use? So they basically like talked to like with some of the devs and stuff, and they were like, "Yeah, we're already doing betas. Like it's working so good. Like we're super excited about this."
Yeah.
I don't know. We'll see. It looks cool. I will definitely be a part of that. I'm sure if any of you guys that are gonna play it, that are listening to this podcast, if you want to play it with me, we'll be on there.
And it kicks off next week,
are
right?
The same as these.
The
yeah,
beta?
So it should be. I'm assuming it's Friday, Saturday, Sunday. I can look at the official dates, but it's a beta, so it's one of those you just want to check in just to see how it is. Plus, you get a reward every time you go into a beta, anyway. So
that's true.
Might as well touch it.
Yeah.
We're gonna go to the next part. What this is gonna be? We're gonna do a game every week from Game Pass, and we're gonna all play it together, and we're inviting you to play it with us. And then we kind of want to go into it and review it and talk about it and not spoil it. Because I mean, you don't want to do that. I mean, that's not fair, right?
That's terrible. It's awful.
So the way that we are going to go through is we're going to talk about how we review the games. We're going to go through different levels of it, right? So we're going to talk about like story, graphics, replayability, and then our overall score, and then talk a little bit about our favorite parts. We're going to say, instead of like saying bad things about games, like, ooh, that's or like giving it numbers, right? Because I'm not really good at putting numbers to something. Like, this is a 7, this is a 6.5 today.
Right.
Like, I can't, I'm the most like, what's the word I want? I can't make decisions on the fly.
It's too granular
like
too. It's like, what does the 0.3 mean?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So
we wanted to go amazing is the best.
Yeah.
Right? Great's right underneath that. And then okay, and then not my game.
That's perfect.
Or not my, we'll say flavor, not for me. How about that? I like not for me. That sounds good.
Yes.
So Yogomi played it. I know Yogomi played it. Bobo got to watch quite a bit of it because I streamed a lot of it.
Yeah.
Yeah, almost the whole thing.
Yeah.
So Yogomi, when we talk about the story, how did you feel about the story?
I love the story. I think the story was amazing, and it's really what it is. It's almost like playing a period piece, but it has those tints of horror, but it still has some tints of reality to it as well, because it was during a certain era where the Inquisition was happening, and you have French people, you have British people, and the plague. There's so many things that are real. Now, obviously, they've been a bit more enhanced, obviously, to make for sensation of the game. But the story is super amazing. Now, you finished it. I still have.
I did.
6. I still have 5 chapters left. I'm on chapter 11, I think. But I had to force myself to put it down.
I wish I knew what happened at 11. Damn, I can't remember.
Yeah, I just started it.
I want to know where you're at, but I don't want to spoil it.
Yeah. I stopped at the end of 10, so I could start at the beginning of 11. So, but yeah.
So Hugo hasn't done anything weird for you yet.
Not
right?
Yet.
Okay, so you're getting there. Don't worry.
Yeah.
You're gonna be like, what?
Yeah.
And it just the whole game turns into a new game.
Yeah. Okay. so
what would you rate the story?
The story is amazing. I think the story is amazing.
I would definitely give it an amazing as well.
Yeah.
And
talk about. Go ahead.
Well, when we're talking about the story, there's so many things that go into the story, right? Not just the actual writing and everything, but the voice acting. Like, I really like the voice acting, and how you really get pulled into what's going on. And like you said, we were talking about this last night, I think it was, where you were saying that you really start to root for the characters, and you start to feel bad for them and want them to succeed. And that's what you want out of a game. You want to like it, you really want to connect with the characters that you're controlling, that you think you're controlling, when you're really if you want to feel like you're really trying to make the story progress, instead of controlling the characters. And that's what I felt like with this game.
Well, it's like So you start. What's the girl's name in the game? Can't remember anymore.
Misia or something.
Misia.
Misia,
Misia.
yeah.
Hugo.
Yeah.
So like you basically play the majority of the game, pretty much the whole game. You're gonna play as Amicia until towards the end you start playing as Hugo. But it's like you're playing it, and at the beginning you're like, "Come on, Hugo! Like freaking hurry up! Let's go! Like you're making me walk! Like we're gonna get stabbed!" He's like yelling, like he's trying to get caught. Like he's always trying to get caught. It feels like. But then like towards the end of it, you're like, you don't want him to die. You're like,
Yeah.
no. Everybody stick away from my brother.
Yeah. Amicia is her name. Amicia Derun. Derun was there. Remember, they're from the royalty or whatever.
Yes. Yeah. So yeah, I really like the story. I mean,
yeah,
it just
the story is really good. And it was a lot of it I didn't expect. I didn't really know what to expect from the game. I had been actually kind of following this game for a while. I'd seen it on a lot of YouTube channels that I watch, or some gaming channels that I watch. Specifically, Game Ranks is one of my favorite ones. Shout out to Game Ranks. But that's why I first heard about it on there, and I became actually kind of interested in then. And then I think I even remember getting an email or something, like a promo email or something through like and then I saw it pop up on Xbox, but I hadn't really taken the time out to play it, and then you were like, "Hey, let's play this game," and I'm like, "Okay," and then here we are.
Dude. Yeah. And so like to explain the game too to other people, like what kind of game it is. So I mean, we talked about linear story.
Yeah.
Right? So you're just going in the direction. There's no open world adventure. Go do all this stuff.
Not really. No.
There is crafting.
Mm-hmm.
It's very minimal crafting.
Mm-hmm.
Like it's super easy. You have like your crafting wheel to make your different kinds of like ammunition, and then upgrade your belt, your weapon sling.
Right.
It's has a very stealth to it. It's very dark.
Yeah, very dark.
There is a lot of death.
Yes.
Like, and you don't even see most of the death happen. You just
you're just surrounded by it. You're just surrounded by it. Which kind of like, reflects on what it was like during the plague in real life. You know what I mean?
Oh man. And then so that kind of leads a little bit into horror on.
Yeah.
And then, but it's very heavy stealth, and which leads it to becoming a puzzle game as well.
Yeah.
And there's rats. You're not friends with the rats. I'm sorry.
No, at all.
Don't try to be friends with them.
No.
Okay, they'll eat you really fast.
You're not friend. The rats are not your friend at all.
Not your friend.
And so in the game, so here's the thing too, just a little bit of history. The game is set in 1348. So the Black Plague actually was in Eurasia and Europe from 1347 to 1351. And it's estimated 75 to 200 million people died because of the plague during this time. So it's set during that exact time.
It's crazy to think about.
And it was
this is the heart of it. They're in the heart. They're like, here we are. We are in it.
Yeah. And it was like the bubonic plague. They called it the Black Death or the Black Plague, but yeah, it was the bubonic plague. And, nobody knew what was going on back then, like. Yeah. I mean, they didn't have cable or YouTube to look it up. Yeah, exactly.
Oh my gosh, coronavirus is everywhere. You're like, well, you just see a thing that says that it's there.
Yeah.
Here, it's on your phone.
Yeah, exactly. They didn't have any of that stuff back then. I mean, they were still believing crazy things back then. You know what I mean? Like,
witches.
I mean, remember, like, that's still before. That's still before. Remember, they thought that the Earth was flat. That was before they even sailed the Earth to go around and realize that, hey, if you look on the horizon, the ships disappear slowly over the horizon, which means the Earth is round. So who knows what they believed back then? You know what I mean?
Yeah. All right, so I know Bobo watched a lot of this. Bobo, give me what you thought about the graphics of this game.
It's currently all amazing. I like them.
Freaking amazing.
Yeah.
Like you think everybody's like Game Pass, like old games and mediocre games.
And this game came out last year, 2019.
And it's like the sunset at different times, the way that the lights are hitting different things, you're just like, holy crap.
Yeah.
You're like, this is good.
They are for it.
Yeah.
Oh, there was one thing too I wanted to say too about the story. So for those that don't know me, I don't play story games.
Yeah.
Like ever. Like we were talking about this. I haven't beat a story game since Halo 3. Like I'll play them, but I get bored really fast. I don't feel invested.
Yeah.
And then like this game, like I got home, was it Friday night from work? And I was like, I got to get home and beat that game. I was like, I want to know what happens. Like I want to see the end of this game. I want to see what happens. Are they gonna live? Are they gonna die?
Yeah.
Like, who's gonna die?
Yeah.
Like,
You have to force yourself to stop playing it because you don't want to interrupt the story.
yeah.
Then that's the kind of game you really want to play. A game that you're like, oh, I don't want to put this down. Okay, just a few more. I'll play one more level.
Like,
Then
I could get one more
3 levels
chapter done.
later. Yeah.
I think I said that a couple of times on Bobo while I was streaming it. I'm
Yeah,
"Man,
I
could do
heard
one
you.
more.
I
could do one more real quick.
I had you up, but I wasn't watching you play the game. I just had your volume up, and because I was like, I didn't want to spoil it because I hadn't started it yet, and I kept hearing you saying like, "Man, it's 2:00. Okay, one more."
2 o'clock in the freaking morning. I gotta go to work in the morning.
Which is a good indicator of how good the game is. You know what I mean?
So for graphics, for me, I'm gonna say amazing.
Yeah. Absolutely amazing.
Bobo, you feeling amazing, Bobo?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. And you also gotta think too. This is a small studio out of France, I think. Asobo Studio. Yeah, Asobo Studio. They are out of Bordeaux, France, founded in 2002,
Bordeaux.
and they've actually done some pretty big games. So I mean, when I say big, I mean like some of the stuff, a lot of Disney stuff. So they did Ratatouille game. They've done stuff for THQ, Ubisoft. They did Toy Story 3 for Disney Interactive Studios, and they've done stuff for PlayStation, Xbox, Windows, even Mac, Nintendo,
Did we say
GameCube.
weren't we saying something about the flight simulator?
Yeah, their latest game that they're doing right now is that they're working on is Microsoft Flight Simulator, which I mean that's been around for how long? You know, that's the Microsoft game that they're known for. You know, that's been around since I don't know how long has that been around? For years.
I mean, that game is still played by a lot of people.
A
all the time.
lot of people. As a matter of fact, what's crazy is I have a friend that played that all the time, like back in the 90s. He would play that game. That was just his game, and he took flight lessons and owns a plane now in Colorado. So
Jeez.
yeah, he worked his way up, you know. But
Microsoft Flight Simulator success story.
yeah,
There you go.
yeah,
Just because you play video games doesn't mean you can't turn it into real life.
exactly.
Now, don't do that with all games. I'm not gonna tell you guys to go out there and be like Splinter Cell. Don't do that, okay? Unless like you're gonna go into like the military and do that. Yeah, but the point's there.
Yeah, the first release for Microsoft Flight Simulator came out in 1982. 82, dude. And they're working on the newest one or about to put it out.
And the new one looks really good.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's talk about replayability.
So I
That's
say
a tricky
great.
one.
I say great. And here's the reason why. I won't say amazing because the only reason I say great, and I don't know if you could do this because I've only played it once, but
Yeah.
it appears you don't collect everything or you don't fully upgrade everything in one go. Plus, there's this whole chart of things that you can find, like flowers. There's these collectible things that it seems like you would have to go through it a few times to find everything.
Yeah.
And it seems like you're so busy trying to stay alive that you like, do I even have time to go looking for flowers? You know?
It's true.
So that's where I say great on. I don't know if there's ever a game that has amazing a story that has amazing replayability. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because you've already
I think
played.
you make a good point. It's like it's replayability. When we're gonna use that with things, it makes a lot more sense for multiplayer games.
Right, exactly.
And open
Exactly.
world games. This is very linear, so it's very like point A, point B. And yes, you could spend a lot of time finding all the collectibles, but like it's gonna take you a long time.
A long time, which I like stuff like that. You know, I'm a big fan of the Uncharted series, and so I have to find every treasure in that game. That's just my thing. I have to find every treasure, and so I like that. And then what I tend to do is I tend to go back and replay that game, different modes and things like that, and not have to worry about finding the treasure and just focused on the story. But
Yeah.
this is definitely one that I was way more focused on the story than trying to find the collectibles. And then I remember asking you about it, and so it does make me kind of want to go back and try and find all those things, to maybe get some achievements or something like that, you know?
So for me, I'm gonna give it an okay, just because it's the story mode. And
Yeah.
It's not. I won't go back.
See, I will.
I beat it. I'm all like, yeah.
Yeah,
Beat it. Mm.
yeah,
And
I'll
I'm
go
like,
back.
yeah.
See, I will go back and try to find all the collectibles. I will. So yeah, I definitely say great.
So overall, I'm gonna give that game an amazing for overall.
I agree.
For everything combined, though.
What about you,
'Cause, I mean,
Bobo?
it's still.
I didn't play it. I need to play it one time.
You need to play it, bro. I'm
Oh,
telling you.
yeah,
It's
yeah.
not a long story. It's only about
Yeah.
15 hours. If you want to find everything, obviously it's going to be longer. But
Yeah.
you can burn through it 15 hours
Yeah.
pretty. I mean, I'm making it sound like that's really quick. I mean, 15 hours is still a long time. But I mean,
I
You just-
I give it an 8. So.
do it one day, Bubba.
It's a one
Straight.
day.
Bubba. Yeah, he
Jeez.
said, I'm not ending this stream until I beat it.
Get some
There's some
DoorDash
but-
going.
I had some people coming in though, like in the stream, and they're saying like in the certain parts they were playing that they couldn't find it, like they couldn't find certain things, and sometimes and they're having trouble.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I noticed that
He's
too.
like, I spent 3 hours on this one part, and you went through it in like 15 seconds. I was like, I don't know. I just like walked in the room and I knew what I was looking for.
Yeah,
I was like,
and
oh, there it
you
is.
do have to look at certain areas for prompts, right? Like certain things that you may have to knock down, or certain
Like
things you may have to
breaking-
light
breaking
or
the
break.
chains.
Yeah, different things. You got to look around for those prompts. And the good thing is that they flash, you know.
Like
but
when you kill somebody just by dropping a freaking thing from the sky.
yeah,
You're
exactly.
like, oh, there's a guy hanging up there. Watch this.
Or how you can
Rats
divert.
are all over it.
Yeah, you could divert danger a certain way, or certain, you know, it's pretty tricky, and you got to use your brain in certain things, but you just have to be very observant and look around your entire environment, and you should be able to find a solution to move forward. Because I ran into some parts like that where I'm like, what do I do here? And then I'm like, oh, okay, you know. So, yeah. And they don't, I kind of like, they give you a little bit of clues, but for the most part, they don't. And I like that.
Yeah.
They don't just hand it to you.
So, all in all, you guys definitely need to give this game a try. It's super fun. It's on Game Pass. It's new. It just came on Game Pass
Yeah.
like 2 weeks ago. It's not super challenging.
No.
It's got its little bit of difficulty, but I mean that's if it didn't have any difficulty, you wouldn't play it. You'd
And
just go
I
play
think
Roblox.
also, I think
no hate
that,
on Roblox.
well, yeah, no hate on Roblox. I think also is that one thing you'll have to do is get used to the controls.
Yeah.
Like I had to learn the controls because I don't play a lot of third person games, and when I do, I kind of remember like the last third person game I played was Uncharted. I don't know if you know, I was streaming Uncharted Lost Legacy a couple of weeks ago, and
Yeah.
so in my head I'm thinking of those controls. So I would hit a certain button and it would do this certain move that would end up getting me caught or killed. And I'm like, crap,
Yeah.
I got to remember not to push that button. So just, you got to learn the controls. But once you learn the controls, you'll be good.
Yeah, I stopped crouching in that game. I stopped uncrouching in that game. I just stayed crouched all the time. I was like, because I'd always hit B, and that's not crouch.
Right.
That's not crouch in that game.
Yeah.
Sweet. So yeah, that was our game, guys, for this week. Now this coming week, we have talked about what games we wanted to play. We looked at them all, and we decided that we are gonna play Wolfenstein Youngblood. The story is estimated at a 25 to 30 hours.
Oh my gosh,
That's
dude.
long. So obviously we're probably not gonna. Maybe I mean, I could do it.
Yeah. We
I
may
don't know
not
if I
finish it.
will.
Yeah, we'll just have to
But-
sit down and we may have to just co-stream it. Just like co-op and co-stream and just knock it out.
Dude, 25 hours. Let's do a 25-hour stream, bro. Let's do it. No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah,
So
better,
if you guys want to get in with that on us, we'll be talking about that on the next podcast.
Yeah.
Which I might as well tell you guys. So next week's episode, it will be recorded on Sunday.
Yep.
We'll be live here on Facebook, on Mixer, on our Twitch. We'll be on those different channels, and that'll be at 8 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. That is not right. 9 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. Yep. Just messed that one up.
Yeah.
I wrote it down as 8 p.m. and I was like, that's not right. It's definitely 9 p.m. because we're on Mountain Standard Time.
Yeah.
It's 10 for us.
Yeah.
So if you guys want to shout out your channels real quick again.
Oh yeah.
Bobo,
So
Yogomi.
yeah. Mine is mixer.com/Yogomi, YOGOMI.
My hut.tv, BoboDaClown.
BoboDaClown. We'll put all these links too in the comments so that you guys can all see them. And then I'm just DeeJayHerro. You guys can find me on Mixer. I'm there. I try to be there whenever I can, but it's whatever, man. I try, but I'm busy.
Yes.
So again, real quick, guys, we're gonna shout out our socials too. So if you guys want, we are on Twitter, we're on Instagram, we're on YouTube, we're on Facebook. We're working on all those channels right now, and we're trying to build them. Obviously, this is our first actual episode. We'll be putting a lot of work into those. Definitely be having giveaways, different things like that going. If you guys can do us a solid, make sure you guys like the podcast. Make sure you share it, whatever you got to do. Subscribe, like, comment. I don't know, whatever you can do. Give us 5 stars. Anything you can do can help us out a ton. We are a new podcast, like we said, and anything that can help us with discoverability would be greatly appreciated. So yeah, I mean, that's it. You guys got anything else?
No, I'm good.
No, good.
Sweet. All right, guys. Well, once again, this is Zyba Games, ZYBAGAMES, and we hope to see you guys next week.
Yep, next week.
Whoa.
We'll see you guys.
See you guys.
Bye.